so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up, had to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in the field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Took the way you saw the world, then distorted it. Now you think you wanna rock that twirl, somewhere orbiting. Theories disproportionate, the truth distorted quick with a forceful grip. They force a simple that we absorbing quick. Took the people's signature to mean extorted it. They forging it if news anchors informant to informing them. There's a surplus, but they tell us there are shortages. Credit economy mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. But what's important is this: we courting ships, important gifts. Of course it is what extortion is in accordance with an assortment list of foreign tricks we ignoring, which informing this, informing this. It looked like we were snoring tricked. Pedophilia and the government endorsing it. Yeah, eugenics is exactly what abortion is. You just vilify those insubordinate. Way to matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers actors say they high, say they sip with pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up just to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in a field. That's for Israel. Wonder, is it real?
In a world. I'm pretty tired, but I told everyone I was going to do a computer stream, so guess what we're going to do? We're going to do a computer stream. I'm going to drop the StreamYard link in the chat in a little bit and see what you guys think about this. I'm going to do a future more in-depth stream about this idea. This actually really clicked for me today, so it's very fresh. I wanted to kind of give you the brief summary. Dude, so much gravy. I can't believe I didn't put it together until now. And I kind of guess I did in a way, but not fully. It clicked today after we flat smacked the White House. Shout out to everybody that was there and supported that. I'll read off all the donations that I missed from that and through this stream at the end of the stream. So cool. So yeah, it's Divine Council, right? I'm in Washington, D.C. And I wonder what D.C. stands for. Now, I'm not saying that I know it stands for Divine Council, but once I break this down, you tell me if you think it's a coincidence. I think I may actually end up extending the stay another day to get really good documented footage beginning early in the day so we can get as much as possible. So I'm not going to have the longest stream because I'm already pretty tired. If anyone saw what we did earlier, it was pretty exhausting. So I'm going to cover this briefly with you guys, take a few calls, throw a few people on screen to chat, see what you want to talk about, read the donations, wrap it up, go document, and give you like an edited version of this idea I'm working on. And I will probably do another live stream during the day where we do activism on the PA system. A lot of people are like, you should get a better PA system. I agree. I mean, that one was decently expensive. I got it a while back, actually, to go tell people the truth about the scriptures. And then we picked it up and we went to my house to get rid of everything. So, yeah, it's not the best. But, you know, the tour's on a budget. Like, we didn't go out to eat after that. Like, we came back to the RV and ate some groceries, you know. people donate to the tour, I try to keep it towards the tour. I try to be like honest about it. I sold my possessions to do this. My actual priority is to keep it going. But yeah, I will look into getting a better PA system. I mean, if anyone wants to help with that or even has suggestions as to the best one, ideally it's something that can be mobile. So need be, if I'm by myself or anything like that, I could wrap it around my waist. I could clip it onto my backpack. It can't just be absolutely huge. Or I could get a bigger one where I bring it to a certain place, I sit it down, one of those bigger ones. And when it's mobile, use that one. Anyway, we'll look into it. But we let some people get in here. Like I said, it's not going to be the longest stream ever. So anyway, before we open up the lines, let me break this down. So we are in Washington, D.C. And is Washington, D.C. all about a divine council? Okay, now it's just a coincidence that DC could stand for divine council. This is not where I came up with the idea at all. That didn't click till after the fact. It was a little bit of a cherry on top, basically. Also, side note, I see a lot of people talking about how the live stream ended at 3 hours, 33 minutes, and 32 seconds. That is pretty hilarious. I'm not going to lie. You got 33 and then 3:22, of course, the Skull and Bones number. What are the odds of me flat smacking for 3 hours and randomly ending the stream? I didn't know how long it was, so after we ended it, and it was 3:33:32. Pretty crazy. So of course the truthers are gonna jump on that. They think it's funny, but it is actually pretty crazy that it was 3:33:32. But anyway, stuff happens. I actually know a believer who says that Yah shows him 333 as confirmation of a blessing, or to stay faithful to his will, and that it'll work out. And then they end up whenever he gets a confirmation of that number. Now, I don't know. I have had this the second time that's happened. I don't know how that would apply. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, just interesting. Okay, so Washington, D.C., Divine Council. Very interesting. Austin, what are you talking about? Well, if you guys do have me on Snap, WitsitGetsIt, I make a little story every day. Yesterday, I had a bunch of the stuff throughout Washington, D.C. on there. We also walked around, did some activism. I documented a lot of it that way as well. And I want to get you really good shots. Most of the cities shut down. You can't get super close to stuff, but I want to just really edit a video, break it down, hit you with all kinds of information, and I want to do an in-depth stream on this. I think this is a very big deal. Okay, so what do I mean by divine council? Well, if you go in front of the Library of Congress, you will actually see this picture right here. You'll see this in front of the Library of Congress. So you got Neptune right here. Now, if you look into what this is, I think it's even outlined here, engraved out here. But this is his council right here. Okay, his council, and he's got these two females over here, and they're on a horse that turns into like a dolphin, like a hybrid. And this is Neptune, okay, the Roman god, quote unquote, of Neptune. Now, this is outside the Library of Congress. I've been telling people for a while now, I do not think that they come and they lie, and they say that people come from outer space, from intergalactic civilizations light years away. I think they come out of the ocean, just like Revelation tells you, just like they used to, just like all the mythos says, just like every time you see a quote-unquote UFO, they typically go into the water in the ocean if it's over the ocean. Even the government's coming out and admitting this now, that they seem to just disappear into the ocean. And so my theory is actually, since we know that 70% of the oceans are unexplored, they may come from there, not some magic space vacuum. And that's why I tell everyone, flat earth will not help you see the great deception. It's just a part of the truth. You need to get right with the Father through the one true Messiah, Yeshua, the mediator, the intercessor, the Son, the atonement for our sins. And you get salvation from the Father. And how do you show the Father that you love him? You follow the commands. So there you go. Flat earth doesn't save you. Now, this is what I think. Okay, there's a whole bunch of information going around, certainly within the Flat Earth group right now, based on one of Dave Weiss's videos, or that he posted on the app. It wasn't his video. And it starts talking a lot about mud floods at the beginning. I haven't watched much. I'm super, super busy, so I haven't even finished the video. Just everyone's telling me to watch it and told me briefly what it is. So anyway, I started looking into it, and I looked into that part that I'm at right now before, Yeah, the architecture of the United States all around is way too advanced. It doesn't add up with the story that they told us, the technology they supposedly had at the time, with the time that these things were supposedly built and how quickly they were built. It just doesn't add up. And then there are pictures of these major cities with, what should be like close to 250,000 people in population. The streets are completely empty and abandoned, and there's just mud everywhere, just mud streets. But these beautiful buildings remain. Doesn't really add up. We also see in person, while I go here, I see that many of the bottom of these buildings are stained darker than the top. Now, of course, you cannot paint it or something. You can only pressure wash stone. It seems as if it actually absorbed the mud. And maybe got darker, right? And that the bottom of these buildings used to be covered up. Actually, you also find that some of the important buildings have windows underneath or halfway underneath that begin to go underneath the ground. So there was a mud flood in theory, and it layered it up. Now, I don't know for sure that happened. The evidence certainly seems to lean that way. But, you certainly can't take things off the table if you're actually open-minded and not biased and want to find out what the truth is. You must just look to see what the truth is. Now, these buildings are amazing. I've been walking around them for like 3 days now. They're incredible. They're very intricate. They're huge. They're very beautiful buildings. And so what clicked with me today after the stream is what I think that they have done is they have chosen Washington, D.C. as the capital, at least the military capital. And this is why America was founded in 13 colonies, because Nimrod, Osiris, Gilgamesh, the man of many names, was dismembered into 13 pieces. Isis could not find his male anatomy, his penis, and so she actually impersonated it with a phallic symbol of gold to impregnate herself, because she was into necrophilia. This is their actual religion. It does actually appear that everyone around the world wrote something about this happening, by the way. So dismembered into 13 pieces, and they couldn't find the male anatomy. So we were founded in 13 colonies at the capital of this future United States country, right? They actually put that missing part of the male anatomy in the form of the Washington Monument, which is 555 feet and 5 inches, which is 6,666 inches. It's a phallic symbol in reverence to Nimrod as the capital. That's why they put that part there. That was the part that was missing. It also ties into basically divine fertility, right? That's their main way that they worship this guy, is through reverence of his male anatomy. It's super weird. And it's a phallic symbol based on the story of it being missing. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, they have chosen this place as the capital. This is the most powerful, arguably the most powerful city in the world. Some would say the Vatican. Really, it appears that they have different headquarters. They have the spiritual headquarters, the financial headquarters, the military headquarters, and maybe the DC is the military headquarters. But anyway, I think this is actually their chosen terrain for the end, for the final great deception. It is surrounded by a lot of water on both sides. It's beautiful. It is modern Babylon. It has the strongest military in the world. It basically leads the culture of the world. A lot of people say it's Amerocentric. I mean, we do in lots of ways. And look what's all over this country. So you go to the capital, you have Washington, D.C., and I am proposing the idea that it stands for Divine Council, and that when they come back, they acknowledge what the Earth really is, a geocentric stationary plane with a firmament on top of it. That is why most of the architecture here has a dome. Now, we know that the Earth has something containing it, that it's electromagnetic, and it seems to clearly be just a giant electromagnetic battery, if you will. So if this is the case, which it certainly seems to be, the most efficient way to harness energy endlessly, infinitely, would be to actually imitate the Earth, because it is the most efficient battery that exists. It's electric, and there's electricity all around you. It is built to harness this energy perfectly, okay? And so if you were going to actually replicate the most efficient way to harness energy, atmospheric energy, to actually harness this free energy all around you, you would replicate the Earth. All of these buildings replicate the Earth, because if they were going to effectively transfer energy from one spot to the next, well, harnessing it would be the most efficient with this structure. Almost all of the buildings here have a dome. I've been walking around the entire city for 3 days. Almost every building has a dome. It's ridiculous. On top of it, a dome. Some of them are absolutely huge. Okay, so this is basically a central grid system in the future once they reveal themselves in theory, and it's going to be the pinnacle of energy, the most efficient harnessing of energy, right? And it has the domes all over. They've been built for a long time, and dare I say, very possibly were they used for this a long time ago. And so what they've effectively done is they've set up a quote-unquote government, a governmental structure in this city, right? And so we have a Supreme Court. Now, what my theory is simply, if you haven't put it together yet, is that this is the chosen headquarters when they return, when the Watchers return, the metaphysical entities that have deceived the world before return their quote-unquote divine council, their deities. They've already set up a way to run it, and they will come and fulfill it. That's why everything here is built very big. Everything here is enormous. Well, maybe they're big. Entrances to all the buildings are enormous. There are statues everywhere. What they will do is they will come and say, look at all these statues of mere men, mere mortal men that you revere. Take them down. They're mortal. But they will leave up maybe the statue of Neptune and all these other Roman gods, quote unquote, all over the place. So we use this to supposedly run America, right? We have the different branches of the government that operate here. We have the White House here. We have the Supreme Court here. We have the Treasury here. They set this up to be run by the quote unquote divine council once they reveal themselves, i.e. the Great Deception. Once they instill this New World Order with the metaphysical entities, the Great Deception, they come back. And of course, they like statues of them, right? Think about the most arrogant thing that you can do. Well, you're metaphysical. You're not limited to a physical finite body. You deceive the humans out of spite and out of want to be revered or to be a god yourself, to be a deity yourself. And this is why people worship statues. They didn't just worship stones for no reason. If these things presented themselves and occasionally they were in your presence, right, and you just don't see them very often, well, how would you worship them then when they weren't there? You would worship them through a statue that represents them. They've already been built all over the city. They'll rip down the men, in my opinion. Maybe some of these things with their offspring come present themselves looking like men, and maybe a lot of them stay up. There are statues everywhere in this city, statues of people relatively insignificant. I do not think these will all stand. I think that this will be the modern polytheistic reign of the world, capital reign of the world. They have the statues all over the place. They have the architecture for free energy all over the place. This is all about the divine council, how they will rule over this new world order. The Supreme Court is a knockoff of the divine council that's real, that the scriptures outline. This is their quote-unquote divine council. This is their knockoff, okay? This is the Luciferian ideology only wrapped up into a very real metaphysical thing, and this is polytheism, actually quote-unquote demigods that come and present themselves, probably coming from the oceans. There's water all around here. We're right by the water, okay? And what ocean are we by? The Atlantic Ocean. The Washington D.C. is by the Atlantic Ocean, Atlantis, the First World Order and the antediluvian era. Very interesting. This is where they would present themselves. The water's all around here. This is the capital. It's got the Nimrod phallic symbol in the capital. After 13 colonies were founded, DC. What a coincidence those are the actual, that would be the abbreviation for the divine council. There are huge statues everywhere. The god of law and all this nonsense, holding swords. Neptune, again, sitting out front of the Library of Congress. Neptune. Okay. So there's my take. I think that they set this up to let the Watchers come. When they reveal themselves, they've already given them a place to come and start their reign. They built it up for them. This wasn't built for humans, for freedom, for America, for any of this other nonsense. One could argue it was already built here. Is this the original location? I don't know. Is this the new location? I lean that way. I think this is the new final location that they have chosen. So it gets very interesting. I'm going to open up the phone calls and see what you guys think about it. Think if it's crazy. If you got anything else you want to talk about, we'll just, hit it. I have some basic little parameters here. I don't really cuss on my channel, so it would be greatly appreciated if you jump on. Don't start cussing, please. Just restrain from cussing. Sometimes it may slip. It's no big deal, but try not to do it. So there's my disclaimer to anyone else that's watching. Someone may accidentally slip up and cuss because they cuss a lot in real life. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Let's just try to keep it clean for the audience and for everybody. There's no need to cuss. And there you go. Try to be respectful. Don't interrupt people. I'm going to try to throw more than one person on there. If you do have headphones, that would be preferable so it doesn't actually echo. And that's about it. So you guys tell me what you think about the Divine Council. It's just speculative gravy at this point. It really clicked for me. It seems that way. This is one of the darkest energies I've ever felt. I don't know New Orleans rivals with it, but I've never seen so many robots in this city. It's insane. I'll tell you a quick story, though. We went to the White House gift store, the official gift shop of the White House. Went on there, and we were actually immediately told to wear a mask. We, of course, told them that we can't wear a mask. She said that we have to leave. Said, well, no, we medically don't have to. And she's like, well, you have to have you been genetically modified? And if not, then you have to wear one. And I said, no, I can't wear them. I can't wear masks. Are you telling me you're going to discriminate me because of medical reasons? And she just said, yeah, you can't be in here. I said, I also have a religious exemption because our condition is for the mark by scanning our wrists and our forehead and telling us to identify ourselves to buy, sell, and trade. She's like, okay, whatever. You just go ahead and shop, sir. That doesn't even make any sense. And I said, it makes perfect sense. They're scanning your wrist and forehead, getting you ready for the mark. And now they're telling you have to take something, or at least strongly suggesting it. And it's genetic modification. Would have been awesome footage on the spy glasses. I try not to use those too much. Those are what they should be used for, basically going in public establishments like that, showing people that it's easy to stand for your rights. Went to the Pentagon, taped wherever I wanted to when they said you're not allowed to tape or take any pictures. Went into the White House gift shop, did what we wanted to. We just wanted to walk in there to actually make it a point that they cannot make you do anything. Stood in front of the White House with the PA system for hours and hours, flat smacking the entire group of people and, exposing the lies of the government, even with cops constantly watching me in the distance and effectively trying to intimidate me. So all of this is just to show you guys, it's go time. It's time to wake people up. There's only some that are going to hear. This is the great divide. Some are already literally robots, at least not literally, but they might as well be. That's what the zombie movies were showing you. I'm watching people move around in the everyday world now, and I'm like, okay, they're not organic, homie. They're walking around like a robot. It's really crazy. It's really crazy. We live in a crazy time. I encourage people to go out and really pay attention to people around them. There are zombies outside now. I didn't know if you guys knew that or not, but they're everywhere. It's go time. Only some have ears to hear. Let those who have the ears to hear, hear. Plant the seeds. Water them if you are there to water them. Dust your feet off when you're not accepted. We have to get the word out there. No one can stop you, including the government. Period. So I know that I'm a bit lethargic. I'm tired. But I'm trooping out for you guys, because I love you guys. I haven't been on the computer in a while, and I said I was going to do it. All right. Let me not miss this super chat. Thank you for the super sticker. I hope I said this correctly. Maria. That's a cool name. Thank you very much for the support. Much appreciated. I'm going to now remove this. I'm going to invite, copy link. All right, I'm going to drop it in the chat. Bang, bang. On point still, Austin. Thanks, man. Can't wait to go zombie hunting. Amen, Austin, and love them to Yeshua and into the kingdom. Exactly. That's the most important thing. Get people right with the Creator so they can see the great deception. They won't fall for the mark. I think these entities are going to present themselves. It's go time. It doesn't matter how long it is. They're getting us ready for it at an astronomical rate. That's what the UFO thing is. I told you guys you weren't going to wake up on June 1st and it just be all over the freaking TV. I told you they were going to drip feed it. Okay, they're going to acknowledge the UFOs, and then ultimately the entities are going to come. It just is what it is. Great job out there, bro. Happy to see more content than I can keep up with now. Keep going. Yeah, bro, I'm trying to do what I can, man. Much love. Thanks for the support. All right, I got Anthony on here. I'm going to throw him in. YouTube Gravelers take 33.3%. Support Austin on other platforms. Thank you very much. Darsan WitsitGetsIt Cash App, Wizard Proton Mail, PayPal. You guys get it. I'll read them off at the end. Anthony, what's up, brother?
What's going on, my brother?
Chilling. How are you doing?
Man, you did an awesome job today, man. I tell you, I watched the whole thing twice, man. It took like 6 hours, man.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you very much, man.
I ain't got no money on my car, Bear. I definitely drop some super chats for you, bro. But
No, it's all good, bro. It's all good.
I just ain't got no money on my car. Look, I want to. I hate to be or sound like I'm corrective or anything, but I want to. I've noticed one thing you're saying wrong, brother.
Let's hear it.
Osiris was cut into 14 parts, not 13.
Okay, right. Yeah, the missing part is the 14th.
Exactly, and that's what the obelisk is. That's what it represents. They built a new one, just like Isis did for Osiris himself.
Right.
She built a new one for him, and I don't want to get vulgar or nothing like that, but yeah, Osiris is cut into 14 parts, not 13.
Yeah, touche. You're right. I need to make sure I say that right. Yeah, like 14 pieces. They founded 13 colonies because of 13, and then the 14th they added in the capital.
Exactly, brother. Exactly.
Appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, I just want to jump on here and just let you know, man. I love you to death, man, and I'm actually fixing to go out on the road as well, brother. Talking with some people in our Discord. We're actually fixing to go out on the road as well and try to do kind of what you do, man.
Sweet, bro.
I've been wanting to do it for a long time, man, but hey, I couldn't get nobody to go on the road with me, man. I don't want to go by myself, you know. And look, brother, if I got one person to go with me, man, look, I'm game, brother. I'm
nice,
going. I ain't as good as you, but hey, I can do it.
Yeah, you can do it, man. You're probably better at things that I'm not good at, man. That's how it goes.
I don't know if I'm better. I grant you, man, you a whole lot better than I am because I stutter.
I appreciate the compliment. Well, no, dude, everybody connects to different people. Some people will take me a little bit arrogant or something, you know, and maybe you'll connect with them better than I can. If we'll all just go out there and do the best that we can, though, it's over, you know, like the truth gets out there.
That's exactly right, man. That's the whole point right there. As long as we get the truth out there to people, man, that's what matters, brother. And I'll tell you, bro, Yeshua is the savior of us all, man. He came here and showed us how to follow Torah, and that's what we need to be doing. And I'm sorry I'm not on camera very well. I can't figure this out too well, but
it's all good, bro.
But yeah, we need to take his example and do it. That's all we got to do is do it.
I
agree. So simple, though. It's so simple.
Yeah, men have overcomplicated it, man, to make it feel like it's a burden or something crazy like that. But it's really not that complicated, you know.
That's right. That's exactly right. And I get hounded all the time. Well, if you want to keep the Torah, well, why don't you keep all the Torah, do the animal sacrifices and all that stuff? I said, well, wait a minute, hold up. That wasn't a commandment. All that is just a commandment to take care of the sins that we committed for breaking the Torah to start with.
Right.
And a lot of people don't get that. And I'm trying, brother. I'm trying on the Facebook group and everything. And you know, when it comes to typing stuff out and in text and stuff like that, you know, it just doesn't hit home like when you're on a video with somebody, you know, or can actually explain it.
I agree, man. And it's super time consuming, and you know, you could go back and forth typing paragraphs all day, and then someone just doesn't listen to any of it. That's why I'd rather just, you know, get the word out there, even if it's recorded on a mic or whatever, and you hear more people hear it, and you have a better chance of it actually landing on some fertile soil. You know, like people will consume your energy and consume your time on like Facebook, you know, back and forths.
Right. And I will say that a lot of people in our group, they don't realize that they're just consuming time. But you know, I'm just about done with that, man. It's not that I don't want to like do away with it or anything like that. I mean, we got 2,800 people in the group, you know, but I feel like I'm spinning my wheels. So I've got to get out and actually teach this stuff to the people and let them see what's going on. Just like what you're doing, brother. I appreciate what you're doing. And like I said, I don't want to keep up all your time. I love you to death. I appreciate everything you're doing. You're teaching me, actually, man. And I'm like 10 years older than you are. You're teaching me, man.
Well,
But
thank you very much for the kind words, bro. It means a lot, man. And I'm glad that you're gonna go out there and do it, man. Hats off to you, man, because that means you're about it and not just talking about it. And I think that's awesome, bro.
I'm gonna do my best, brother. I'm gonna see just how far my old pickup will make me, man. And when it gives up, I'll walk home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hit me up, man. We'll figure it out. You know, everyone just do what they can, and we'll be all right, bro. And again, I appreciate all the kind words. I'm trying to work on my tact the best I can. I'm learning, you know.
Yes, sir, brother. And yes, I absolutely call you sir because you're actually teaching me stuff.
Sure. Well, thank you, man.
I ain't gonna keep you up. I ain't gonna keep anybody else out of the chat. But I just want to tell you, I love you, brother. And if you need me, you just holler. And look, if you find a better sound system or something, man, I got a few bucks. I can possibly even send you a better sound system because I know there's better sound systems out there, brother.
Oh yeah, yeah, there definitely are.
The one you got is doing great, but if you find a better one, just hit me up, man. Let me know. I'll see what I can do to get one.
Thank you, man. I will do because I'm looking into it already.
Absolutely, brother.
Much love, bro, and we'll catch up soon, man.
Yeah, man. Hopefully.
All right, peace out. Anybody else want to jump on? I dropped the chat in there. Let me read these super chats. Austin, you're a legend. I want the Yehovah hat. Thank you, Pops the Legend, for the support. It's artofhomage.com. Artofhomage.com has this hat. It's purple and black, product of grace. It's like velvet. You'll see it. It's purple and black. Last time I saw it was actually on sale. So there you go, artofhomage.com. Thank you, Colin, for the $10 super sticker. Much love, bro. It is greatly appreciated. Paul, $10 super chat. Do you keep Pariv kosher? I'm sorry, I'm not sure exactly what you're saying. If you want to specify and give me some details in the chat as to the Pariv kosher, I'll answer your question. I'm not going to leave you hanging. What's up, Mr. Anderson? How's it going, bro?
How's it going, man?
Can't complain. How are you?
I don't know if you can hear me, but I don't have a good mic or anything. So.
No, yeah, you sound fine, bro.
Nice. I'm on the laptop. And you've been killing it the last 2 days. You always kill it, but you've been on point, dude.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I see you always there supporting me, bro.
You've been getting some good interactions and good flow, and the experience is starting to show, man. The way you're dealing with people and interacting with people.
Right. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm getting better. I can tell I'm getting better. I get worked up sometimes still, you know, and I also go a little fast, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, because we once believed in the globe and all that stuff. And some of these people, they're actually genuine. They're just people who believe the globe. It's been refreshing because we're so used to the venomous type of globe trolls. So it's been refreshing to just see regular normies who just simply believe in the globe, who are decent people.
Yeah, dude, and I swear that's like what it is so crazy when you go out in the world. Most people are like that. You know, it's like when we're on YouTube and we're debating these globe zealots on like anti-flat earth channels, and we're on Discord talking to people that are like globe zealots that have been on there for years. Mm-hmm. It's a totally different ball game than when you go into the real world, man. Like 1 out of every 5 people are like, that makes sense. Whoa, I never thought of that. Actually, more people than 1 out of 5 do that if they're open enough to have the conversation. It's like 1 out of 5 people already know, bro. or like are already thinking about it, or a good friend has been telling them and they just never looked into it, and like maybe I was supposed to hear you, et cetera, et cetera. And they're much more open-minded. They're not like attacking you, bro. Like they're just normal people in person. It's not really that easy to be a tough guy behind a screen name. So it's really refreshing going out into the world, man. It's typically like that. You always find open-minded people. You find the very rare anomaly of this guy that's real bold and aggressive and comes attacks you and calls you stupid.
Yeah. And your thumbnail's cool because it's the architecture book I got. I don't know if you've ever read Tex Marr stuff, but that's what's on his cover of his architecture book, Cult Architecture. This is a pretty good book right here. This is the dude that did Codex Magica and all that. He names a particular group of people, so he's not really mainstream, but
right. Okay, makes sense.
Sticks to the information.
I see what you're saying.
It's basically Poseidon. It's the same difference, Poseidon, Neptune. But even Albert Pike talks about, like when he's talking about the Hebrews getting their information, he talks about Neptune and Poseidon and how he came to Zeus's court and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. And like I'm sure a lot of people have been to DC. It's the first time I've ever been. It's just baffling to see it in person. I guess I've seen it in pictures. It's just really weird, bro. It's really weird. Like, it's like you live a supposed few thousand years ago. I think they lied about all the years, And it's dude, it just really starts to hit you. Like, these people worship these. They know the average person thinks it's just art or whatever, but they built a whole city of these things that they worship. And it's really crazy. It's weird. And then they got like naked babies all over the place. It's the craziest place, man. And there's statues every 100 yards.
It says a lot about somebody when their Eros, their deity for eroticism, is a naked baby, Cupid, Eros. So that says a lot about a culture when they're set up that way. I just found it interesting that you're calling it. I don't knock it. I don't totally agree with the divine counsel is what you're saying, but I find it interesting because Albert Pike did say in Morals and Dogma that Poseidon came to Zeus's court. So that kind of does represent what you're saying. I see it as just the cheesy mainstream thing, the District of Columbia. But you might be onto something. Just because Columbia being the American version of Semiramis or Sophia or Inanna or Astarte. And
I still need to look into it more, like when I want to do a stream more in depth on the idea where I integrate all the mythos, try to put it all together, how exactly it could apply to the actual architecture, the layout, every single part. I think if this is actually a good theory, then you'll start to find things that are, like, whoa, oh, that's why this is here. That's why this is built like this. It's just a theory, but it is interesting. It's definitely interesting. And when you look up the information about that little picture of Neptune, Mr. says that's his council around him. And so, like, what's the Greek Pantheon paintings about? What's the central play? I don't know. It's something, bro. I don't know if they actually choose this place or not, but it's just something that popped in my head. I wanted to see what people thought. You probably know of some puzzle pieces that may fit, even better than I do.
So these different mystery schools, they all look at symbology with different layers, and they see things as allegory, right? Like even in Freemason temples, they do the Hiram Abiff thing, and it's all allegory and represents something. But I can see that from your perspective, there's actual fallen angels that are deceiving these people. So do you see it as one of the tricks that the fallen angels have done is convince these mystery schoolers that it's all allegory what they're worshiping, but they're actually worshiping deities that fell from heaven?
I think that it's just layered, and you kind of get higher up. You have to read more and more of the history. And I think that the overall red pill that you're supposed to pick up on your own as a Mason, and probably ultimately confirmed in the 33rd degree, is that they were way more advanced back in the day, right? You're supposed to put this back. That's why you're reading the library. Like, it's all history. It's everything that's already happened, and you're supposed to learn the secrets. And as you learn it, you find out you're not just learning a history lesson. It was more advanced back then. They had the power. They had the secrets. Apparently, they had all the secret truths of the earth back then, and you start to learn it. So my opinion is that you have to kind of figure it out yourself, but you end up finding out that, these things that happened back in the day They're very real. We've lied to the average person about it, and this is what our religion's built on. And so when you have your Bible with the Egyptian mythology, I mean, you can just think it's mythos, or you maybe get far enough to thinking that it's something real. I think they actually think they track themselves back to like a superior bloodline, and I think it's actually based on they think that these things were literally here. For me, that's kind of where it all ties in with the UFO alien thing too. And obviously they're about to do something with that. And they're not just going to say like, oh, there are things that fly around, we don't know what they are. That doesn't really cut it. They're going to have to drop something more than that. And in my opinion, I think it is certainly possible that some type of characters present themselves, at the least the imitation of them. But yeah, of course, based on my worldview, you would know that I think that these things are actually going to present themselves more than likely.
Yeah, that the logic is definitely there. It lines up, and it makes a lot more sense than what we're told for sure. And a lot of these Freemasons, they do claim to come from the whole Cainite bloodline. Like they see things as survival of the fittest, like how when a lion takes down a gazelle, its superiority speaks for itself in nature. And it's a ruthless type of mindset where they think that they descended from Cain. And basically Cainites, they see themselves as coming all the way back, like the Freemasons going all the way back to Cainites, you know, and the whole Nazism and all that stuff.
They're weird, man. Like, I know that you're one of the few people that have read a lot of their literature. I read a decent amount of it. You probably read more than me. I typically don't even read it beginning to end. You know, I read portions here and there, and I bounce around from book to book to book. But it's just weird. Like, dude, they address these things as if they're meaning principles, and but at the same time, it's like the way I see that is if there was a physicality to it, each let's say supposed deity, they represented an enlightening principle. They brought an enlightening principle in, like a secret. They were the most wise in this subject. They knew about this. They were the one that did this. Because all the anthropological evidence shows there were giants. And so if there were giants, how were there giants? How does that work? You know, I mean, they could just be that people were bigger and they got smaller. I mean, it could be something that simple. Or maybe something else was involved that made people bigger. And so that's really the two options there. And because there were clearly giants. And so if there were giants, kind of like, what's the cause of them? Why are they different? What differentiates them? You know, why were there giants when there were normal sized people? And so, I don't know, for me, I think that they had a whole bunch of people that just had little secrets, man. And they're like, oh, this is the one that knows about the water, or this one that knows about the planets, or whatever.
So so you're saying like how in Book of Enoch, like how there's different fallen angels, one taught agriculture, one taught metal smithing and all that kind of stuff. So the linkage there would be Tubal-Cain. They say that Tubal-Cain was the first one that did metal smithing, the first blacksmith, so-called. And Tubal-Cain is huge in Freemasonry. I was seeing if I had the quote right here, just because I've had people, when they talk about Freemasons and stuff, they're like, oh, well, they're just a benevolent society. They're just these corny dudes who meet up and do this and that. And they have nothing to do with Luciferianism and this and that. And we obviously know better than that. Right. But they talk about Tubal-Cain a lot. And that's what it sounds like to me. Is that sounds like one of the fallen angels, like straight up.
I would think so, man. Dude, I think that's the whole trick, bro. It's like these things are real, and that they come back. That's what I think. Like Washington, and the reason I think that they're so interesting, dude, is Washington D.C. is built so big, man. So it's weird, you know.
See right here. This is from Manly P. Hall's Lost Keys of Freemasonry. When the Mason learns that the key to the warrior on the block is the proper application of the dynamo of living power, he has learned the mystery of the craft. The seething energies of Lucifer are in his hands. Before he may step onward and upward, he must prove his ability to properly apply energy. He must follow in the footsteps of his forefather, Tubal-Cain, who with the mighty strength of the war god hammered his sword into a plowshare. Because that was the first dude, supposedly. That's almost sounds like they're straight up talking about.
Dude, seriously. When he described that, I mean, it sounds like he's just telling you got to figure out that it was real, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's the big trick. It kind of makes sense. That's why they're so arrogant, bro. When they find out these truths, it's big truths. It's like, oh, and back in the day they were advanced. We lied about history. They don't know the timeline. They don't know the truth. These creatures were real. Giants were real. Like we revered them. They give us secrets, blah, blah. Like if that's what it is, that's why they're so arrogant. They're like, these guys have no idea what's coming. They have no idea what we're working on or like where we get our info. And so they think they're real deal special boys that are effectively untouchable. I think at the least they believe it, right? The question is it real? And of course, for me, I would say it is, just because the scriptures say that it happened before and that, there will be a great deception. And how else could you do it? And that's why I think they absorb the flat earth, because, you can't come and claim to be a god and not even know what the earth is, right? Like you couldn't claim to be a god and then make claims about the earth that defy physics, that are impossible, right? No one would think that like you're omnipotent. You would have to know how everything actually works. You'd be like, this is electromagnetic energy. It's how it works. We build domes on our giant architecture because it's how you harness energy, and it's the perfect battery. So I don't know. It gets really interesting.
That's a good point for your argument that they're gonna potentially, because you never claim that they're going to for sure, but you say that potentially will absorb the flat earth thing. Mm-hmm. That's a good argument for it. Because if they're claiming to be in tune, then they got to be in tune. They can't just be coming out saying nothing but pseudoscience. But your premise is pretty on point with the divine council like this. The big Illuminati figure, Sir Francis Bacon with his New Atlantis. Mm-hmm. This is the framework for the New World Order when they were going to set what they were setting up in America. So they definitely, there's no doubt that the Greek and Roman themes are there. I mean, it's laughable that somebody would dismiss it. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's like literally in their literature. It's like it's their religion, straight up.
Dude, straight up, bro. It's a polytheistic religion, and it's just wild because like the scriptures say there is a divine council. There's like an actual divine council, and so this is the knockoff. Wait, I don't know. Oh, that's my bad. There's an actual divine council. I think this is like a knockoff version, right? Of course, that's me saying because the scriptures are real. It's just very intriguing. And one thing you do find, I mean, they don't dismiss the scriptures. They address them. They address like numerous historical like accounts that are also in the scriptures. They're not the biggest fan of invoking the scriptures necessarily, but they just kind of stamp it inadvertently by saying that things happen. Well, I think I lost you, bro. That could be on my end, though. Let me make sure we're good on internet. Dang, I'm glad that happened, though. Just a second. I think we're having technical difficulties. I don't think it's his fault, though. I think that it's maybe that my phone is low. You guys just check out this psychopathic stuff and give me just a second. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. All right, I don't know. Yeah, hope we still got service and everything. We'll find out. Lost you, Mr. Anderson. Don't know if that was on my end or your end. Thank you for the generous super chat, bro. Steven, $50 super chat, man. Love the hat, bro. Most of us know the firmament contains our air pressure. Pressure is building from the truth you and us are speaking. I completely agree with what you are doing. Plus, I'm blessed to have come across your channel. Much love, homie. Thank you for the kind words and the support, bro. Much love. And I'm glad you found the channel too, bro. I swear we have one. I honestly think, and this is not just me being biased, at least not trying to be, I think we have one of the better groups of people you can find, when it comes to familia on the internet. Because people just want to know the truth, man. And they want to be respectful and they want to get straight down to the business. Thank you very much again for the support. It's much appreciated. Everybody smash the Joe Rogan. Yeah, please smash the Rogan up because Joe Rogan's got a human thumb. So just smash that Rogan's up. We'll do the everyone like at the same time thing at the end and see if that works. So we have a lot of stuff coming on. I hate that we lost Mr. Anderson, my boy Ladle's Gravy. You can see he's crushing with the beard. But shout out to Mr. Anderson, because I will be honest, I am just pretty tired. I can't do much longer on the stream. We're already about to hit an hour. I got to wake up early to go back at it. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think I should do another day here and document it? Should we get on the road? Actually, I mean, I need to fully map out like a visual for people to see, go through all the emails for the cities. So I'll see what I can do. I kind of think that I should stay one more day and get out early, get all the documentation, try to put together this divine council theory, see if it's real, maybe do some more flat smacking out front of DC or something. So, and yeah, I think it could be cool. Yes, stay. Yeah, I might stay another day, bro. Fire Day Saints votes, yes. What's plans for tomorrow? I don't have plans yet. I'm trying to figure them out as we speak, actually. You're in the belly of the beast, homie. I know. That's why I'm not in a huge rush to leave. Like, I want, like, you know, we're going to make sure that people know Masquerade Tour was here. And also, what would be cool, one more day, homie. Yeah, stay. Sweet. Looks like you think we should stay. Go to the Masonic Temple. Haven't done that. There's so much stuff here. So I probably will just stay another day. You're doing what no one else has done. Yeah, I feel you, bro. I swear, I think that when I got here, I was like, wow, like this place cannot just be breezed through. This place needs to be exposed and rebuked. So I want to get like the signs put up. I think Critical Inception might help us with that. What a legend. Put signs up so when like say I'm at the White House and I'm doing that, which has been the best place to do it so far because so many people come there over such it's like a big area, and then having a big flat earth sign would help a ton. I'll have the iPad out. Maybe Chris can sit there with the iPad and show the pictures. If people want to see the evidence that I'm talking about, and the signs will get people to come ask you questions, because I get on my rants or I get asked questions and they're not like, if someone just walks by real fast, they may not really put together all what it's about even. But if there's a giant sign up there that says the earth is flat, it's going to be hilarious. People can't take pictures without it. So I think I might do it again. It's very exhausting, to be honest. It's weird. It's more exhausting than doing a stream. I guess you guys can see why, you know, it's just an interesting experience, but maybe I will. Sorry, bro, my laptop died with no warning trying to boot it up. I saw it good, bro. No worries. Yeah, I was actually saying I hate that you dipped because I was just going to talk Ladle Gravy with you for a little bit and crash, but I'm still going to probably end up crashing, bro. But Mr. Anderson, Ladle's Gravy, we'll just have to do a stream together, man, where we can combine all the stuff you know with like we can work a theory out together, because I love talking to you, bro. You know a lot of the stuff from their belief system, and it really helps get down to the bottom. You know, iron sharpens iron. But I'm just super tired. Like I gotta call it quits. You know, I love you guys, but I'm gonna fall asleep. I'll read the super chats. I mean the donations in just a second. I will show you guys this though. So share screen. In case I don't know if any of you guys have seen this, I think I posted this on Facebook. But check this out. So this is, you know, how big are they going to be? I don't know. Maybe they'll be this big. But anyway, check it out. This is your boy, psychopathic Abraham Lincoln here. Look how evil he looks. He doesn't look happy or anything, you know? Like, he looks pissed. Some say something about he represents Hades or something like that. Now look at this. Legendary. Look, even Abe knows the earth is flat. And this restricted area represents Antarctica. It's restricted. You know, I just thought it was hilarious that I put that on there. So yeah, and like left it, you know, this is what it is. You're not gonna get this work. People are getting triggered today too, but I think we're gonna stay. My boy Chris was tired like I was. He crashed. Trying not to be too loud, not to go too long so he can sleep. I'm sure he's down. My man's a legend. Chris is a legend. He's down to do whatever needs to be done to really get the word out there. With my new job, I have to learn millions of rules and regulations, starting to forget everything that took me 20 years to learn, shaking my head. No, it's all good. Sometimes it just has to be refreshed, right? Because I'm the same way, especially when you read their stuff, man. They have so many beliefs, and not even that they're like necessarily contradictory or anything. It's like just so many details and like allegorical layering. And you're supposed to connect them together, and it's just very interesting. Chris is awesome. Yeah, he really is. He really is, man. Did you put out a StreamYard link? I did. And dang, Vader Bear, you're one of the main people that inspired me to do a call-in show. And now I'm about to fall asleep, bro. I can do another call-in show tomorrow or something, maybe. Let's do that. Like, I'm super tired. I can't even lie to you guys. Like, it's going down. It's going down. I feel like Friday night tired, because my body now just gets naturally tired before recharge day. Just got off work. No worries. If you're maybe available tomorrow and down to do a call-in, and maybe Mr. Anderson can do a call-in too, we can ladle all kinds of gravy if you guys are down for that. It'd be better for me anyway, because like I said, I'm just kind of like lethargic at this point. But yeah, in summary, basically what my idea is that DC could potentially stand for divine counsel. Now, I didn't say this. This is the funny part. Like, I didn't say this because of DC, dude. I literally just thought of the name of the stream, Divine Counsel, right? Like, because I thought that they built the structure, like this idea of like, okay, there's a court system and there's this and this and this, and it's all giant architecture for these little deities that they deify. They have their statues all over the place. I think that, theoretically, if they're going to try to do a new world order where these metaphysical entities present themselves, they come from the oceans, not from outer space, right? And then they come and they already have a city set up for them to reign as the headquarters, or one of the headquarters, or at least in reference to them as a headquarter. And then I just put this divine council. And then when you look at the Roman god of Neptune, you see that that's what it says. It says that's his council around him. And then it's very interesting as what he was saying when it says that he came out, talked to Zeus in the council. And then, afterwards I thought about, divine council, DC, Washington, D.C. I didn't even put that together. My theory had nothing to do with it. It clicked with me and it resonated with me walking down the street after the stream by the White House. And so it's just very interesting. What a coincidence. It is DC. It's right by the Atlantic Ocean. They're obsessed with Atlantis. It's surrounded, our country itself is surrounded by two giant bodies of water. If they come out of the water, they could easily ooh and awe everyone fresh up out the water right onto this landmass, which we do have to admit is incredibly powerful and arguably like the strongest little country within modern Babylon. So I think it's interesting. I think that maybe the architecture was built longer than we thought it was, longer ago, by more advanced things than we think. Of course, the story that they say just doesn't really make sense. I've been looking at it, dude. I've been looking at it in person. I don't really believe that in 1700s they used pulley systems to build this stuff with horse and buggy. It doesn't add up. Who built them? I don't know. How long have they been there? I don't know. Where's the original Atlantis? I don't know. I know a lot of people think they know. I don't even necessarily disagree with a lot of possibility in certain theories, and it's interesting. Is this the original location? I don't know. I don't really think. I actually lean towards it not being, but either way, maybe it's the chosen last location in the end. As my boy called in at the beginning, and he was talking about how I accidentally say when I'm talking, I'll be like, he was cutting 13 pieces. Well, he was cutting 14 pieces. They found 13 of the pieces. The 14th pieces, of course, the male anatomy, the phallic symbol. We had 13 colonies. And then you have the male anatomy. And I heard someone say that DC was originally called Maryland. No, not Maryland, but Mary of Rome, something like that. I don't know. But interesting. It's definitely very Roman. Everything around is Roman. I don't even know about what it was originally called or anything like that. I find the Divine Council DC to be pretty funny. And would have to be ironic and coincidental after I thought about this idea. Rome, Maryland. Yeah, sorry, I'm way out of it, bro. I'm like wanting to fall asleep. I apologize, guys. I love you. Then thanks for all the support. I'll read the donations too. That's what I won't forget to do. But anyway, so I think that they kind of set the city up for a divine council. Maybe I'm going to go document it, try to edit a really nice video and break it all down if it all clicks together. And I think it lines up with their mythos and their esoteric teachings well enough that it actually holds some logical consistency with some evidence based on the architecture and the layout, stuff like that. And if I can export together, I'll give you a little mini version of a documentary, basically, since I edited my first video, which wasn't great, but it was just the first video I ever made. And so I learned a little bit about it. It's not that, I learned it pretty quickly. So now I'll give you some edited videos, and then I'll do a live stream breaking it all down once I gather all the info so that I can show it to you, talk you through it. If I think it's a legitimate theory, I just think it's very intriguing. And that we should consider these possibilities just so we can kind of see what they're doing. I also told everyone that these were just psychological operation trial runs to run logistics to see how dependent we are with different sectors of this system. And so they did the gas thing, and I told you guys that food would be next. Bam, cyber attack on all the major, factories that produce beef. What a joke. And maybe water's next. Maybe random, power outages sporadically around the United States is next, right? Electrical outages. So anyway, we're just going through the trial run. They're kind of seeing like how ready we are and how we'll react. And then, of course, Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. And it appears that maybe these things try to come and save us. And they've been here before. And whenever they're not present, well, you'd worship them in the form of a statue because they're not in your presence, but you'd be like, still worshiping them. I think that they'll literally be here physically. That's just what I think. So anyway, cool stuff. There's a little recap, and it's definitely not as fast as it normally is. I am about to fall asleep. Let me come over here and check this out. Inner World TV. I really want to get a nice PA system. They're kind of expensive, I just have to prioritize funds that come here. Like all the money goes to the tour, but we have like gas, which is probably the number one expense. Honestly, gas for the RV is expensive, but and then just groceries and propane and just RV parks and the nightly fees, etc. So we'll see though. I'll look into the PA system. I do want a nice one. I want a nice microphone. That microphone is not very expensive. It wasn't like I got it back in the day. We just scooped it up and I tried it out. It's not too bad. It's serving the purpose as of now, but I do want to get a nice one because it's very effective. I don't have to raise my voice. I don't have to scream to hear a bunch of people to hear me. I can reach a lot of people at the same time. I like it. So we're going to look into that. You should stop by Common Pizza on the way out of DC. It's in Northwest by the National Cathedral. I might do that, bro. I'm thinking about staying another day. I'm going to see what Chris thinks in the morning. That's why I'm wrapping this stream up, because it's like 1:18. And so if I'm going to stay another day and document it, I want to be able to get a bunch of good shots. So I want to go throughout the day. I'm also thinking about doing a survey about how many people are still organic. I can't tape that. I mean, I can tape it. We can edit it, but I can't do it live because I see a whole bunch of robotic zombies walking around. It's really weird. It's really eerie. It's just insane, bro. Like, we live in a great, they walk around like zombies. They actually walk like them. It's really weird. I can really explain it. It's almost getting to the point where right now I think that I could be batting probably 900 or something by telling you who has been and who hasn't been by looking in their eyes. It's getting weird. So, all right, close the computer. We know you love us. I do love you. Let me read the donations. Thank you very much, Gail, for the super, super, super generous donation. Much appreciated. For Flat Earth Truth. Thank you very much. And it is, of course, donations that help it go on and on as long as we can get the truth out there. So it's greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. It means more than I can put in words, and I truly appreciate it. Frank, thank you for the... Wait for it. Thank you for the donation. I think I read that earlier, but I'll read it again. Frank Logic, you're the homie, bro. John, thank you for the I won't say your actual name, but okay. I read some of these off earlier. Chocolate saying, keep killing it, fam. Thank you, bro, for the kind words and the support. Much love. Chocolate Saying's a legend. Go sub to Chocolate Saying on YouTube, or you could be lame, I guess. Whatever floats your boat. Awesome work in DC, homie. thank you very much, bro. Much love. And thank you, Michael, for hooking a brother up. Always got my back. Don't read. Much love to you, Michael. I really appreciate all your support, brother. So thank you for the generous donation. Daryl, DC stream was great as always, brother. Yah bless. Thank you very much, and thank you for the kind words. Much appreciated. You guys are what makes this possible, and it is not overlooked or taken for granted. David, you've been putting work in, so I gotta I gotta support a brother. Sweet, bro. Thank you very much, man. It means a lot. And thank you for the kind words. Yah bless you. You are a legend. Thank you very much. You're a legend. And a legend helps you decode a map, so I'm cool with that word. But thank you. Thank you very much for the support and the kind word. I'd call in, but I'm sitting in the dark woods. Honestly, in a way, I don't like to ever say the word jealous, so I caught myself there, but there's got to be a more colloquial, like a more appropriate term that we could say colloquially. But in a way, I'm jealous that you're out in nature. That's awesome, bro. And it's no worries because I can't take any more calls or I'm going to fall asleep on camera, and we'll do a call in tomorrow where we can actually talk a little bit more. But yeah, thank you, Michael, again, for the support. You're awesome, bro. You helped me out a ton. You support the tour a ton, and I really appreciate it. All right, guys, thank you for all of the donations. We are caught up as far as I know. Shout out to all the patrons. I'm going to do a little video to shout you guys out, or maybe we'll do a stream where we can talk. I don't know. I've really made it a point that if you really do want to support what I do and you support my content, and you think I'm genuine, you think I'm doing it for the right reason, and you want to support it for the right reason, I greatly appreciate it. Patreon is a good way to throw me a couple bucks on a consistent basis so that I can, I get a little bit of residual income, so we can, always bank on that for the tour expenses and stuff. But I don't want to really promise any type of privileges or advantages to giving me money. I want to just get the truth out there for free, the best that I can, the most efficiently way that I can. And if you want to support it, I greatly appreciate it. You can always actually send me a message on Patreon. I forgot to check them for a while. I've just been super busy, but I caught up on all of them the other day, and I'll check them every few days at least. I try to stay up to date, but guys, there's just blue dots all over my phone. That's Instagram DMs and Snapchats and Facebook messages and texts and calls. So emails, numerous emails. So I'll try to stay up to date on all of it. I mean, I could almost take a secretary at this point. That'd be great. But no, I'll keep up with you guys, and I'm gonna do something special for Patreon, just a little something, because I feel like they kind of, in a way, get forgotten. I don't bring them up enough. I don't have them on their names or anymore like that, and they help a lot. So shout out to all the patrons. You guys are legends. Much love, and I will. I'm not leaving you hanging. I'll do something to shout you out. Shout out to all the donations. Much love. And all right, there you go. Also install the Pirate Chain wallet on your laptop. Pirates will send you untraceable loot. That's not a bad idea. I've had I think maybe you're the one that asked about XRP. Honestly, I looked into crypto a while ago. I researched it a lot. And so I had 20 cryptos on the watch list. I knew which ones were going to go up, and I batted 100, or 1,000. I just didn't have tons of money to invest. I threw some in a long-term, kind of low-key. I just know it's going to have the security of use case and approval. And so it's just XRP is 1,000 times faster and cheaper than Bitcoin, and it's going to be approved. Do I support it? No, but I don't. I think it's a bit of a pipe dream. Ultimately, that crypto is going to help us take our freedom back or anything like that. I'm just being frankly honest. But I do, of course, prefer the overall layout of something that's more anonymous, at least in theory. So I'll look into these other cryptocurrencies. That's been my default description that pops up when I'm mobile for a long time. Honestly, my new description is under this. So there's that. Geopolitically, we in a field. Yeah, beware of those in the end of claim, but it isn't real. All right, so I'm going to get out of here for real this time. Watch out for the divine counsel. Watch them come up out of the water. Hey, man, you may think that I'm crazy, but the unopened mind will consider me weird. That's the way the Matrix has been engineered, yeah? And that's why it would work. If it was going to be the great deception, well, you're not supposed to know it's coming yet, or it wouldn't deceive you, duh. Money's good for the soul. I don't know, dude. I think that if you're attached to money, it's actually bad for the soul, right? The love of money. And just let it circulate, man. It's just a cycle. Money's a cycle. Use it to make a difference. Use it to do what's right. That's my honest take. All right, guys. I love you guys. I'll look into a better PA system. Anyone got any suggestions or feel inclined to help do that in any type of way? Hit me up. It would be preferable we don't have to ship anything, don't have an address, don't want to order it online and get it shipped because I don't really have an address to ship it to. Or if you have one and you want to, wanted to help me get one or went and buy one and I really didn't know how you could ship it to me. If you guys can help me find one that you think I should get or something, I don't know, Best Buy or something like that we can pick up, that would be cool. I do definitely want to do that to ensure that it doesn't go out and all this crazy nonsense and it comes out of both sides and it's loud and consistent, blah, 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 blah. But I think we're going to stay. Maybe we're going to good stream tomorrow. And that's it. Seek and speak truth unequivocally. The weak find contentment in the consensus of ignorance. And the truth is, the most important thing is to get right with the Father, and he's very real. He changed my life. I can feel his presence when he's there in different ways. Sometimes it is a consistent hand on you. It's overwhelming. You can't move. It makes you want to cry. Sometimes there are breezes of confirmation. You'll start to have all kinds of confirmations through your everyday life. It's insane. It's almost like he has a sense of humor. He's incredibly real. Just the way it is. The creator's very real and he loves you, and he's a personable creator. He actually loves you, and he wants nothing more than for you to accept eternal existence, eternal life, and but he has to let you choose. There you go. So get right with the one true creator. That's Yehovah. Some say Yahuwah. That's dialect issue, and that is of course through the one true mediator, the one true Messiah, Yeshua, Yehoshua, Yeshua for short. And he has atonement for our sins. Some call him Jesus, some call him God, Lord, Yahweh. I'm not overly caught up on semantics or names, but it's Yehovah and Yehoshua in short for Yeshua, or Yeshua for short. So there you go. Get right with him. He loves you. He'll help you prosper. He'll help you through the great deception. The deception will be so great that if it were possible, even the very elect would be deceived. Doesn't say that even the flat earthers will be deceived if it were possible, because it is possible. They know what the earth is. They live in the oceans, by the way. Those oceans always are level. They know what the earth is. They know that it has a dome. That's the most efficient way to conduct electromagnetic energy. And they just replicate it in their little one world order system, network system all over the earth. That's my opinion. Don't fall for the great deception. Get right with him. You don't need a mark. You don't need to live forever, whatever, blah, 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 blah. You get to live forever with eternal life in a metaphysical body, not in this little physical stupid. The body isn't stupid. It's beautiful and it's made for us and it's a temple. But you know what I'm saying? The body that dies eventually and bleeds when you cut it and the cells degradate, it's like a knockoff version of your true metaphysical capability because of the fall. It was our own fault. So there was a little bit of a digression of a rant at the end, but I want you guys to know that you're special, that the creator loves you, and that there is actually a one true creator. And if you're looking into it and you're just trying to figure it out and you got good questions, that's how you're supposed to be. He's drawing you in. He wants it to be genuine and sincere. He doesn't want you to lie about it or fake it. And so neither do I. I just want you to always keep open the possibility that you could humble yourself if that were in fact the truth. Seek it out and you will find it. Whenever they revile you for his name's sake, actually basically wear it as a badge of honor, right? Rejoice, for they did it to all the prophets before you. So there you go. If you want to support the tour, $, WitsitGetsIt on Cash App, Witsit@protonmail.com, masqueradetour.com, MASKERAID tour.com. Try to keep it updated. I'll have to update it at least every couple of days. It's got a few errors in there right now. I'll work on it. I probably won't before I go to sleep, though. And you can donate and contact it. I'll get to the emails for the people in the cities north of here. We'll get it all lined up, etc. Got a whole bunch of content coming for you guys. Edited videos, freestyle rap videos, maybe even flat earth prank videos. We're going to get a whole bunch of different types of content, shorter, get on TikTok, try and get the word out there, get it buzzing, get separate channels that aren't a censor or shadow banned, collaborate with different people. We're going to try to get some music out for you guys. Try to get a table set up where people come and interact, and signs and different merchandise and QR codes and stickers for the RVs and for the RV, and getting the drone fixed. And we got a lot going on, a lot of content. Should be good. All right, cool. I love you guys. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Peace.
Geopolitically, we in a field that's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers acting say they high, say they simple pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up, had to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in a field that's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Took the way you saw the world, then distorted it. Now you think you wanna rock that twirl somewhere orbiting. Theories disproportionate, the truth distorted quick with a forceful grip. They force a misinfo that we absorbing quick. Took the people's signature to mean extorted it. They forging it if news anchors informants who informing them. There's a surplus, but they tell us there are shortages. Credit economy mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. But what's important is this, we courting ships important. Yes, of course it is, but extortion is in accordance with an assortment list of foreign tricks we ignoring, which informing this, informing this. It looked like we were snoring tricks. Pedophilia and the government endorsing it. Yeah, eugenics is exactly what abortion is. You just vilify those insubordinate. Way to matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically, we in a field that's for Israel. Wonder, is it real? Rappers acting say they high, say they simple pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up just to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in a field that's for Israel. Wonder, is it real?